Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Let's continue working on this 2001 military Humvee and finish getting everything off the frame, including the brakes, brake lines, steering box, all that stuff has got to come off. And maybe, just maybe, we can start prepping this thing for paint and powder coat. Guys, it feels absolutely amazing outside. It's 74 degrees. No better weather you're gonna get for this. Let's go, no excuses. So let's take a look at what we got going on. I did label a few of these. This is for the vents coming off the diffs. I just put front diff on that. This actually went out at the top of the motor. It was cut anyway. That one was cut when I got the Humvee. We're gonna get the steering box out. All these lines coming across through here, which they just bolt on anyway. This went to the transmission and transfer case. And it goes on back, rear diff. I just label this so I know which direction it goes on when I put it back on. I did label one of the rears. That way I know which side is which, I don't get it flopped. So we got a lot to take off. And I've noticed, and you guys maybe, who of you got Humvees, you might know this, but I've never had this labeled on any of my Humvees. You see the date, 22 November 2013. So the last time this was serviced was that date, I'm sure. That's why they write the date. So same thing with the hubs. Let me show you this. I just noticed this. You know what? It's up here. Yeah, look at that. So the same date. I don't see it on the other ones, but I guess they just put it on that one just to say, hey, all that service was done in 2013. So first, I say we just go ahead and knock out that steering box. Go ahead and get that out of the way. Let's go. The bottom nut on this is a 32 millimeter. It's one that fits. So the rest of these bolts right here that hold all these vent lines on, they're 9/16. So let's go ahead and get rid of those next. So there's two more bolts on the vents and they go right here. You can actually see it. And I know when I first got my first Humvee, I thought that was a nipple to get grease in, but it is not. Actually, I take that back. There's a bolt right here on the bottom and right there. And then these vent lines run to the hubs down here on the wheels. Hey Jack, what's up, buddy? So next is going to be the cooler lines that run up here, where my little fancy hose is right here. Let's go ahead and get those off. Okay, I'm not going to be able to get the black vent lines off until I get the wheels and tires off. That way I can access it a little better. So I'm going to wait till those come off before that happens. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get this transmission crossmember out of here. Hey, will you help me? Please?
Yes.
I need your help. Okay. All right. It's just for a minute.
Which is like 30 minutes.
Let's get rid of this rear bumper. Hey guys, it's the next morning here. Let's continue on the Humvee back here, especially in the back. Let's go ahead and finish removing all that stuff back there and just keep moving along with this thing. So this is what I got. Oh yeah, I forgot. When we took the back bumper off, look at this whole mud flap. This was stuck in between it. So there was no way to even remove this until the bumper came off. So that's what I'm doing anyway. And right now I'm going and taking off all this. All these, the bumper supports, because those can all get powder coated. Same with all these pieces right here. They're just held on by bolts. And yeah, we'll go ahead and remove all of that stuff. These bolts are so rusted, it's crazy. That's straight up dirt for my rack, boys. All right, so I think I'm gonna do, I went ahead and jack this up. Let's go ahead and get both of these rear tires off That way we can access the vent lines and just start pulling these brake lines from back here too. I've got one issue. There's a T right back here where it comes back in, where the brake line comes to the rear, and it tees off, and it's so rusted. I think I'm gonna end up having to cut the brake lines. I think they're gonna be trash. And now I gotta try to find them or just make my own. But yeah, it's so rusted on the fitting. There's so much rust on here, it is insane. Definitely by far the rustiest Humvee that I've ever had. But, I mean, it's just the nuts and bolts part that's rusted. Nothing else is rust. Like the body's awesome because it's aluminum, it doesn't rust. Whatever. Also, one of my huge fears is when I go ahead to try to get the spring off, you have to compress the bottom up to compress the spring enough to where you get the top bolt out right there. And I don't know if we have enough counter pressure or weight on this thing to get it even back together. And my fear is I'm just gonna start jacking this up and it's just gonna lift up the whole frame and not compress the spring. We'll see how that goes. So guys, here's this vent right here. This is what this line needs to come off of it. Unbolted it yesterday. Hey, this does have the date on there, by the way. So let's get this thing off of here. And there you go. Same thing on the other side, and the vent lines will be back. They'll be going from back here. Okay, so next I'm gonna try to do this. So this is the same thing you're gonna do if you're trying to lift your Humvee at all, or if you have to replace the shocks. You're gonna be doing this exact same process. So I had to get the 5-foot steel pipe back out again. There's 2 bolts on the bottom that actually hold the shock. I'm just getting this loose enough to where I can get it with a regular ratchet. And then you gotta loosen this bolt right here. But you don't wanna do that without having it jacked up first. I'm just gonna get these bolts down here loose enough to where I don't have to use a pipe. So I'm gonna get the jack next. Raise up this side, but usually you need counter pressure on that side. Well, I might even put that tire back on. So you raise it up to where you take off this nut, jack, keep jacking until this bolt is completely free. You can just push it with your finger and it's gonna come out this side. Once it comes out that side, lower the jack very carefully and the spring will uncompress and it's out. It's pretty simple. But it's cool how this whole setup works is the shock holds everything together. Everything. So it's cool. Let's go. Guys, this is the big boy socket up here that hold the strut tower on here, or the shock tower onto the tower. 1.5. It's a big one. I had to buy these on my last Humvee. I didn't have a socket this size. Boom. Awesome. Let's loosen this thing. So guys, this is the important part right here. This is where, when you're gonna do this, you need counter pressure on the other side. See, my fear right now is I've taken too much off, or I might just have to put that tire back on to get counter pressure. I'm afraid this is just gonna lift the whole frame up in the air instead of compressing the spring. Let's see. Yep, I was right. It's lifting up the whole frame. Look at this. Nothing. I'm back at the drawing board. The only thing I really need to do, if I had like 400 pounds of sand, I'll go get some quickcrete concrete and just lay them on top of there. Or I might have something heavy here, I don't know. So in essence, I need weight. What guys can I call over here that weigh a good 250 plus? I know a few. I don't know if they come over there. Okay, I've got a new plan. Instead of using lifting action to release that bolt, let's use the weight of the actual frame. I wish I'd have paid attention in high school more. So here we go. I'm gonna lower this down onto the rims of the tires and use the weight of the frame to compress the springs. Let's go, let's see if it works. So it's still not compressing enough. I need weight. Either way, whether I'm jacking those sides up or lowering this, either way, I need weight. Hey, how was the gym?
It was good.
I need some weight. Can you sit on the back right here?
Seriously?
Yeah,
Then get on it. Sit on it.
but I just need some weight right here so I can compress the spring. I think you'll work. So guys, if there's a will, there is a way. I had these spring compressors from like a Honda Civic. Not for this. But I really didn't need much more. So I kind of rearranged my thing. I put jack stands under the hub and there's nothing supporting the middle of the frame. So the weight of the frame is trying to bow them out like that a little bit. So it really needed just a little more, and check that out. I got it loose. So let's go ahead and take that thing out and then we can lower this side down. Crazy. So this side right here is not going well for me. I've got my little Honda Civic spring compressors on here and it worked great on that side. I don't know why it's not working great on this side. Careful. All right, man. Can you jump up and down? Let's test. Let's give it a test. You don't weigh enough.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, none of that worked out. So we're gonna go to the store right now and pick up some spring compressors. I gotta get some paint mixed and some other stuff. Are you cold?
No.
It's not that cold out here. I mean, come on, it's like in the 60s, I guess. She thinks it's cold here in Georgia. So we just got back from the store. I went ahead and just jacked this thing up some more. Check it out. I got it. She looks thrilled. You don't have to jump. Sorry, it was your weight that I was able to fix it.
Okay.
All right, went ahead and removed that jack stand. Let's go ahead and lower this thing down and let this all separate. So before we lower this down right here, I just went ahead and got it loose. You just put a extension in there. Take out the cap. This will release the axle. Very simple to do. Boom. There's the cap, right? Set that down. And inside there, it's a 15 millimeter from the other, I'm remembering this from the other Humvees. 15, it's just a bolt that runs in there. that actually holds the axle on. We need to loosen those up on both sides first. All right, guys, so one of the next things that we're gonna do is go ahead and remove the axles from the rotors. And it's one bolt that holds the axle and the rotor to the differential. So we remove those 6 bolts, 6 and 6, and then the axles will drop, and we'll go ahead and pull the axles and get them out of the way. Then we'll go ahead and remove the control arms and all that. Yep, you just want to pry it back enough. And there it is. She's out. Let's go take a look. All right, guys, axle's out. It's really simple. That bolt goes right here. You just drop it from the rotor. Check this out. And the rotors just basically sit on this lip. All right, guys, next we're gonna go ahead and take the shock out. That way we can get the spring out once this lowers down. There you go. So guys, one thing you always want to do is keep this angle. So you have to break this nut loose to be able to change the strut or the shock, but you have to trace this out on a piece of cardboard first and keep this angle of this boot, because it's impossible to get to this nut while it's installed. So make a template. All right, guys, I just got back from Lowe's, as you saw me in there earlier. But I went ahead and got as many grade 8 bolts as I possibly could from there. And it's way cheaper than True Value, but True Value does have a better selection of bolts. I can order these online, I guess, but Lowe's, this was not bad. So I walked out of it today under $100, but I can't even describe to you how many hundreds and probably over $1,000 worth of just grade 8 and stainless hardware that I have to go back on this thing. And I'm not even anywhere near done getting bolts for this thing. So let's just go through this and check it out. See how much of what I got. I wasn't able to get everything, but let's see. Here we go. Guys, this is pretty crazy, but look at this ball joint. It's still like good. Anyways, we got brand new ones coming. But wow, I figured these things would be shot. The Jeeps are worse than this. All right, guys, that's a wrap for today's video. We got a ton of work done. The suspension is falling off this thing, and I couldn't be happier. We got a lot of parts to powder coat, a lot of paint to do, and more than that, we have a ton of sanding to do and prep work, which I'm not looking forward to. That's the worst part of the whole thing. But stay tuned, hit the like button, guys, hit the subscribe button. Love your comments, share this video, let's go. And until next time, see you later, guys.